Hey everybody, Mike Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer Hobby Supply. I don't really know how many videos that I've recorded here, but several of them are of Gavin being over here and running trains and some of the locomotives that he's made for the ACT. I'm going to show you just track work, what I've done over here. It was a suggestion that Gavin had and I thought it was very good, so we made the change. Don't know if I've spoken about it before, but I'll show it to you. As far as the layout here, nothing new. Nothing new at all, other than this track work over here. I've been struggling to get out here. You know, leaves falling, Christmas decorations, Christmas shopping, fixing other people's locomotives, teaching Gavin how to do some things, which brings me to another point, and I'll talk about it in a second. Okay, Gavin came over today, and he had a couple of BLI locomotives that he bought that were refurbished from BLI. The locomotives, he changed them into Albuquerque, Carnuel, and Tijeras, and you will see them running here in this video. But he was trying to figure out how to change the ditch lights on them, and we had to reverse the direction of travel because they're high hoods. And apparently when BLI sets those up, they set them up for the high hoods running forward. So we had to change direction. So I was teaching him how to use the JMRI, or showing him again how to use the JMRI. He's pretty good at it already. And the PR4. So we did that. Then we struggled trying to get the ditch lights to work like he wanted. What we wanted is ditch lights on all the time, and when you honk the horn, alternating. And we just couldn't figure it out. I'm sure he'll get it figured out, but let me move on to why he'll get it figured out. When he got ready to leave here, I had seen how much fun he had goofing with the settings in the BLI locomotive and so forth, that I decided that we'd just give him all the stuff to do that with. So I set him up with a circle of track, set him up with an old DS52 or something I had, a Zephyr, an early Zephyr, and then I set him up with a PR4, and he's got plenty of computers and some track to make a little oval at his house, and then to make a couple pieces, 2 or 3 pieces of straight track for him to make a program track. So he just called me a while ago, and I don't know, he got some wires messed up, but anyway, we got it straightened out on the phone. He's able to run a locomotive around the track. The old DCC system works well, but I think he'll really, in my opinion, I think he'll really enjoy you know, fiddling with that stuff. That's his mind. You know how kids are today, the computer and all that stuff. You know, he really gets into it. He knows how he wants the different things on the locomotives to work, and I think it'll be good for him to get all that hooked up and get it running. So that being said, I'll put this together and show you what we had today. Well, in the last few days. Hey G.
How you doing?
Good. G came over today and he brought some ACT locomotives. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. And he had them, wanted to make sure they ran together. And he's going to run them around a couple laps probably, and see how they work. We may even hook some cars to them, you never know. Well, we finally got a train running, huh, G?
Yeah, that took way too long.
We tried to MU the Katos with the Atlas, and it just wasn't flying. But I think we got the Katos going.
Yeah, they all run well.
Okay, gang, I'm fixing to start working on these two loops. This is what they look like in a before shot, and I'll give you an after shot. Okay, gang, so here's what I wound up with. You see right there, this is where the balloon track, oops, right here is where the balloon track comes off. Then you have a turnout onto the outside where the locomotive storage and parking would take place, and the other switch over there. But the inner loop right here would be the reverse track, okay? So it's pretty much the same configuration it was, just widened out some. And I kind of like it because it gives us a whole lot of room on the inside. I didn't take this one here out on purpose too much because there's going to be a landform over here, and I want to duplicate that landform in some fashion in between these two tracks right here, all the way around this curve. So it looks like that goes into a cut over there. Gavin and I were talking too, and I'm probably going to take my landform right back there and take it all the way back to the corner so that the train actually kind of passes through a little tunnel over there, which will be fine. Still have room to rescue it if I need to. But anyway, here's a different view of it, and I'm liking it. And I guess this is what we'll go with. Okay, when Gavin was here the other night, I don't know if I mentioned it in the video I was taking then, my switch 201 over there has been working absolutely perfectly, except when he got here last night, all of a sudden it started throwing underneath the train. And it had power on it, and when you actually tried to flip it by hand like so, it would automatically go back, which meant that it had power on it all the time. Obviously not a whole lot, or it would have burnt the switch out. It did not. But I started troubleshooting it. I pulled it off down here on this DS64, and it did not fix it. So I took that DS64 out, looked at it. It had, pardon me, it had two burnt resistors on it, and it was hotter than a firecracker. So that DS64 right there took its place. I numbered everything the way the other one was numbered, and it now works like a champ. So it turned out that it was a bad DS64. Okay, gang, this is going to be, Gavin's got a couple of locomotives he worked on, and we're going to try and pick up some cars here in the potash mine, or the unobtainium mine as it would be. It's not very much switching, but it's a little tiny bit of switching. We're going to see if we can accomplish it here. Okay, gang, you saw that I had these radiuses here changed and the switches put in, so I have a place to park some locomotives, like a Deadpool. I got that switch over there and this switch right here hooked to the same switch setting, which is number 111, which I don't have a post made for yet, but it throws both of them at the same time, because you're either going to be going on the siding or you're going to on the engine storage track, or you're going to be going on the loop, on the reversing loop. You're never going to be going in on one and out on the other, and vice versa. So they both throw at the same time, and they're on 111. Got that hooked up underneath, and that's about it. By the way, gang, it is raining outside, and today is the day I'm glad I built that, because I'm standing right here at the entrance door to the shed, and I am not getting wet, but I will, but a little bit by the time I get over to that door. Okay, everybody, that's it for number 41. As you see, not a whole lot of stuff going on. Did have some fun over here with Gavin, and I'm glad that he has the stuff to get set up. Hopefully he can do programming and stuff. He's been taking locomotives apart. I was proud of him. He came over here. I didn't know he was doing anything. He told me he took a BLI locomotive apart and put it back together. To me, that's outstanding. So he's not afraid to do stuff. So I think he'll do real well with the programmer and so forth. But anyway, that being said, not a whole lot this week, but you know how the holidays are. I guess you all know how the holidays are. I've been struggling with Christmas tree lights and house lights. I don't know, you know, they've been working for years, and this year I've got things that just, you know, it's just a bunch of bull. But anyway, love Christmas, love the lights when I get them up, but hate all this hassle. And as usual, guys, thanks for watching.